Welcome back to the long-awaited Conquest Champions Season 3 semi-finals. In this game, we have David, the Mad Hat Man, leading his menagerie from Mordor, going up against Alex, the Bane of Kings, with his Serpent Horde. Both of these players are giants in the Middle-earth community here in Australia, and this is 650 points of pure, competitive Middle-earth strategy battle game. For those of you who haven't heard of the Conquest Champions series, I've taken 8 tournament veterans and pitted them against each other in an elimination-style tournament. Round 1 saw 4 players eliminated in 4 fantastic games, and this is the semi-final. Let's meet our players and get into the battle report.
Hey guys, it's Alex and I'm back again for the Conquest Champions League semi-finals. Today I'm using, once again, the Serpent Horde, so led by Suladan with the Betrayer, Raza, and the Mighty Taskmaster. David's brought a menagerie of things from Mordor, lots of little bits and pieces, and the main thing is he can move really fast, so I'm not really going to get much chance to shoot him.
Greetings folks, I'm David. Today I'm running my Mordor list. So I've got a Great Beast of Gorgoroth backed up by the Witch King with Crown, Blade and Horse, and just a whole pile of middle management orcs. I got the Taskmaster, I got the Shaman, I got the Drum, so I'm feeling good. So I'm up against Alex today, and he has a Betrayer. It's not the most magical of ring wraiths, but it's magical enough. With no resistance to magic on the Great Beast, if he starts getting compelled, it's going to run right over my army. That means I'm going to have to split up, which means no Taskmaster for the Great Beast, and things are going to get dicey.
The scenario that we're going to be playing today is Assassination. Each player must select one hero from their army that is not their leader to be their assassin, and one model from the enemy's army, which is not the leader, to be their target. If you kill your target, you get 5 points. However, if your assassin kills your target, you'll get a full 7 points. You also get points for breaking the enemy, as well as killing their leader. The fun part is that the players make these decisions in secret, so there is a bit of mystery on who your opponent's chosen.
So we are playing Assassination, which is a really interesting one for an army that hits really hard but doesn't really like taking hits. The classic choice for the assassin is Raza. He's built to do that. The issue is he's really squishy and only has 1 will point, so the Witch King might end up coming after him or use some magic on him. But we're still going to stick with him. Raza is the choice for our assassin. In terms of choices to kill of David's, a lot of his heroes like to stay in the back. The Shaman, the Taskmaster are going to be at the back doing their buffs. The Drum's going to have one objective, just to get him up and then just chill as well. I think it's going to have to be the Great Beast Commander, mainly because he's going to be away from the majority of his force. Because if I command him or compel him, he could run into his own troops, so I'm hoping to isolate him and then jump on him with everything.
Well, good news and bad news. Good news is it's Assassination, and I have a Witch King who is very good at singling out models and killing them. He's my army leader, so he can't be the assassin, but I'm fairly confident I can get 5 points. The downside is, bad news, it's Assassination. I've got to try and protect a Drummer, a Shaman, a Taskmaster, and a Beast Commander, and we've established the Beast Commander is going to be out by himself. My target is going to be the Taskmaster for the simple reason I have to kill it anyway, and since it's something I'm going to do, I might as well get points for it. Can't pick the Witch King as my assassin, so I'm going to pick my Taskmaster for a Taskmaster v Taskmaster, whips at 6 paces.
The scenery that we're playing today is from the Kingdom of Tor Ithelas. The Kingdom of Tor Ithelas is Conquest Creations' newest line of STL files for 3D printing. All of this terrain has been designed by Conquest Creations, and it's been designed by wargamers for wargamers. That means all these buildings are perfectly optimized to play your wargames. There's spaces to easily place your models, and all the doorways fit your bases through them. If you like our channel and you want to support what we do, then consider picking up the Kingdom of Tor Ithelas. There's only 1 week left on the Kickstarter, so make sure you get it while it's cheap.
I asked the viewers who you thought was going to win this game, and it was very close, with 52% favoring Alex and 48% favoring David.
So here we are at the start of the game. Priority has just gone to the Mordor side. David, what are you doing?
So I've sounded the drum, I've called a march with the Taskmaster. The Taskmaster is motivated, so it's free. We are going to push forward at maximum speed to try and get in close to these poisonous fellows.
So a huge 12-inch move on those orcs.
Yes, and the good news is the Betrayer's activated his rule, so he is 1/14 dead.
And as the Witch King's moving, David, what is he going to do?
So I've moved within 12 inches of the Betrayer. I can just get line of sight past that tree. So I'm going to try and compel him, because he's only got a 6-inch bubble on that poison aura of his. So if he moves back 5 on his horse, it's out of range. So single dice. Do I go for the reroll? I do, because I need to cast it. I do not.
No.
Not this turn. And he'll just duck back in behind these guys.
David finished his move phase by calling Fury with his Shaman, and that went to Alex, who had what I would describe as a cowardly move phase. Everything went backwards to get him an extra turn of shooting. And here we are at the end of the move phase. As you can see, a lot of the board is empty as everything is rushing towards that gun line.
I've forced him to move, so his shooting is going to be slightly less effective this turn. Let's hope it's enough.
The 12-inch movement's a lot. I just need to have one turn of trying to thin down the ranks.
That goes to the shooting phase, which started out with David's Great Beast.
3 shots from this flank, down at the guy on the open next to the forge. They hit on 5, so nothing from them. I got 3 shots from the middle and top at the guy hiding behind that building there. Again, 5s to hit. That is 2 hits. Strength 2.
Turns 4.
Got him. He's well dead. Unfortunately, there was only 1 on the open, so we can't spill over. Then 3 shots at guys in cover. Nothing.
Across all of Alex's shooting phase, he only managed to get 2 kills on those orcs despite having a heap of shots. The dice that we're using in this battle report have been provided by Baron of Dice. David's going to be rolling the green Witch King dice and the black One Ring dice, while Alex is going to be rolling the purple and red Haradrim themed dice. If you want to get some amazing dice, then check out the link in the description to Baron of Dice. Next turn, priority has gone to the Haradrim. Anything to declare?
The drum is sounding, but the Taskmaster has decided not to march this turn.
Alright, so that just goes into Haradrim movement.
Easy. Before we move, the Master of Poisons is going to be
Gains an extra
activated.
will point.
And we go down to 12 will on the Betrayer. So a lot of shuffling this turn. Because of the drum being sounded, the only one that can charge is the Witch King, but I have a bit of counterplay to stop him. I can shoot into my own combat if needed. Otherwise, so they've all stood still. On the other side, the Great Beast is going to move forward 8. If he wins priority next turn, the most you can really trample into is about 2 models, which I'm totally fine with.
Into David's move, he was pushing forwards with those orcs, and the Witch King failed to cast a black dart at the Taskmaster. So here we are at the end of the movement phase. There's going to be a big clash next turn, going into the shooting. So at the end of that shooting phase, only 2 models died, and Alex, that was you killing 2 of your own guys.
It was perfectly planned.
Yeah, the Great Beast went, didn't kill anything. I was going to say it goes into combat, but there's no longer any combats, so it goes into next turn. Priority went to Haradrim. What's happened, guys?
Well, my Shaman has called a move because he's nice and central, and the Taskmaster has motivated everyone, so that's free.
And the Betrayer has counter-called. Unfortunately, my whip isn't as long as David's, and therefore I've had to actually spend might for mine.
Alright, let's see the roll-off.
4, 5, 6 to Haradrim because we're humans. And like I said,
Age of the Orc has come.
David started by moving with the Witch King, and he cast a 1-dice black dart at the Taskmaster.
That is cast on a 5. Does he wish to resist it?
at the Taskmaster.
Yes.
I will resist. I'm going to take one of these sun dice. I haven't rolled him yet. I'm going to roll a 6. I'm going to spend.
Yep, so it's resisted, but the
I can't-
Taskmaster is out of might.
David's movement with the drummer was really interesting here. I was expecting him to leave this drummer at the back of the table where he could be super safe because the Betrayer could just chuck a ton of will into a black dart against him. But the fact that David's put him up means that I reckon that David thinks that Alex has chosen a different target, which is correct.
Pushed forward with absolutely everybody. We've got our banners lined up. We've got the Witch King in combat. We've pulled the might and the will off the Taskmaster, so that's excellent. And yeah, we're just going to get stuck into him.
Alex's move started with the Betrayer having to go first because of that heroic. He cast a command against the Great Beast commander, and surprisingly, he brought the Great Beast forwards. I was expecting him just to send it away so that he could fight the rest of David's army without having to worry about it.
The Great Beast is presenting a big issue on my flank. I'd love to just get in and do as many wounds as I can this turn. and hopefully then I can just focus on the main line.
And now Alex choosing the Great Beast Commander as his assassination target makes a lot of sense as he just jumps as many models onto that Great Beast, including Raza, as he possibly can. It's looking grim for the Great Beast, but it is tough. And here we are at the end of the movement phase. What are the thoughts, guys?
We've made contact. Unfortunately, I stacked in extra shields for the defense, which means I'm lacking spears. So I've really got to hope that beast survives for a turn and then just comes along and steps on all of Alex's spearmen.
In the shooting phase, the Great Beast fired down all the guys who charged into him, but not a single wound across the whole table was done this phase.
And that goes into the combat phase after a very underwhelming shooting phase. Are there any heroics to declare?
The Witch King will call a combat, because if he can kill and kill again, that opens up a heroic move against the Betrayer.
Anything from you, Alex?
Nothing for me. I think I'm going to be spending some might to take care of that Great Beast.
I get a 6 from
I
the
get 6.
Wargorp
You have
round.
the fight value though.
Okay, so that is knocked down. Any difference in defense?
They are all defense 4. I will back away because I will want to take a step
Okay.
here.
First attack, the horse will kick one of them. He does. And the remaining 3 attacks, got him. Just.
That is 5 dead Haradrim.
And I will push into the cav and then wrap into whoever I can wrap into, which should be his friend there.
That took us into the combat phase where we started with a wild ride. In 4 fights in a row, Alex won the fight and killed his opponent. That was followed by David getting a kill and then losing another orc. That was 6 fights in a row where casualties were taken, which is almost unheard of in Middle-earth, and it shows how quick this game is going to be now that the lines have clashed. In the fighting, David managed to kill both of the models that the Witch King went into.
And we're in the last fight of the turn. It's the Great Beast fighting a horde of enemies. Set the bar, David.
Looking at 5s.
5s or 6s to win for high fight value. And we get 6s.
That will do it. Okay, now all of these different colored dice are associated with different characters.
So I actually have to back away first because Great War Beasts never back away. They're too big for that. So watch will move across. And then these guys will back away. We will start with regular guys. They need flat 6s, re-rolling 1s because we're not near the Betrayer. We get nothing. The Watcher of Kana needing 6s, no re-rolls. Nothing. The Serpent Rider needing 5s. Does wound.
Yep.
So that's 1 wound there. Raza needing 6s, re-rolling everything because he has Bane of Kings. 1 wound. Suladan, also 6s, re-rolling 1s. And another wound.
3 wounds, that's 3 courage tests. First courage, 6. He's down to courage 3, so he does have to spend his will on that. Next test, 6. He's going to spend a might on it, which he will, because if we lose at this point.
And last one.
And 8, we
Passes.
pass. We got 1 might left.
So, priority this turn went to the forces of Mordor. What's happened?
Suladan's called a heroic move. There's no need for me to really keep his might. He won't be an assassination target at least, so he's calling.
And I'm countering with the Great Beast Commander. Suladan failed his Taskmaster roll. The Commander was out of Taskmaster range, so that's 2 actual might points spent.
Let's see the roll off. 4, 5, 6 goes Harad.
1, 2, 3 for Mordor. Yeah. That's evil.
Every time.
Watcher Arcana in front of Suladan. 2 strength 6 hits. Got him.
So that means that the Great Beast is now able to hit Suladan.
So it'll be 2 shots on the rider in green, 2 shots on the horse in gold. Strength 6. The horse is dead.
5s win both.
So that's 1 wound on the rider, unless you're defense 6.
I'm defense 5, so
That's 2 wounds then.
Oh, defense. Yes, it is 4s. I won't spend fate. I'll go down to 1 wound. And my horse dies. I'll throw and rider.
Witch King's thrown a 2 dice compel at the Taskmaster. He's failed. Well, he successfully cast. The Taskmaster's out of will, so he gets compelled. And then we'll just charge in. We'll just hit him, because we got lads to deal with the rest of it.
This is going to be a really scary place for Alex. At this stage, it's probably pretty clear to him that David has chosen that Taskmaster as his target to kill, which means that if the Witch King wins that fight, he could be getting 5 points this turn, putting Alex on the back foot. In Alex's move, however, he's getting as many guys onto the Great Beast as possible. If he can take him down, then Raza's going to be threatening David's Great Beast commander.
So Alex, you're almost at the end of your move. You've got one model left. What's happening?
The Betrayer is casting a Black Dart at the Witch King, not to kill him, but to kill his horse, which means most likely he won't be able to strike blows and my Taskmaster remains safe for a turn.
Alright, how many dice are you using?
I'm using 4 because unfortunately the Betrayer is not good at casting anything and he needs a 6.
Alright, does he have any might?
He does have 1.
Alright, let's see it. You can spend it.
It's
But then you
unfortunate.
gotta roll the
I've put
wound.
enough resources into it. I will spend the might. I'm in a poor position. I need to make something happen.
Alright. It's a 3 to wound that horse.
It's just a 3. I'm gonna roll a 2 though.
Oh, you called it!
Yeah, it's great. I love this game.
Alex finished his move by just adjusting the Betrayer. He didn't call the Master of Poison's ability this turn because he was saving the will and he didn't need the kills. And then in the shooting phase, David managed to kill one model. That goes into the combat phase where Alex declared a heroic combat with Raza, meaning if he kills the Great Beast, he'll be able to move and fight again against the crew that survive.
Set the bar, David.
Okay, rolling for the beast. He gets 2 1s and an out of the tray, which is a 3. If you get a 3, it's yours.
You'd hope so.
You do, just.
Won't take the banner reroll. Let's try and kill something. We'll do Raza last because he's my might if I need it. Let's do 3 regular guys with poison, needing 6s. Rerolling 1. Oh, rerolling. No, I didn't call it. So 1 wound there.
Yep.
The
One more.
+1 to wound from the Serpent Rider. Doesn't get it. Suladan doesn't get to make strikes. Raza just needs a 5 to might or a flat 6. I do get the last wound necessary.
That's the kill. I'll get my dismounts and let's start rolling some damage.
When a Great Beast dies, all of the crew take fall damage, and unfortunately, David rolled really poorly on this, so just the commander and 2 archers survived. And as David was placing them, I think he made a tactical blunder here. He could have put the commander behind those archers just to keep him safe from Raza, but instead he put him in the front, and Alex jumped on that opportunity. Now we know that Raza's the assassin and that David's Great Beast commander is the target, but David didn't know that at the time. This is going to be a massive turn in terms of scoring points. And that goes straight into that fight. Let's see what happens.
I get a 6.
I'm on a... I'll spend the might with Raza to get the
Yep.
fight. Oh, banner reroll from Suladan. I've still spent a might.
I'm
reroll.
D5.
Fight needing 5s. I need 3 to
Yep.
confirm.
Mm-hmm.
I do get
Got him.
all of them.
Pass him over.
Killed the Great Beast, finally got the last 2 wounds, moved straight into the commander with Raza and taken him out. That's my objective. That's a big 7 points on the board. Hopefully I can hold out from here.
And this fight phase was a lot less bloody than the first one. Across the whole entire table, we only saw 2 orcs going down and 1 of the Haradrim. After that first turn, everyone's chilled out a little bit.
And we have our last fight. It is the Witch King fighting the Taskmaster. I've got a suspicion this might be important. So, do you want to set the bar?
I'm stunning.
Alright.
You're
Unless it's
compelled,
a batch.
so...
Oh, I'm compelled. I'm going to fight for my life. I'm on a 6.
Okay.
I force you to
Witch
hopefully
King
roll it.
Gets
You
the
guessed
6.
it. All yours. Defense 5, so
I'm going to
5s.
break out the blade because we brought it all this way. So,
Makes sense.
Morgul blade.
So you just need 2 wounds to confirm. None? That...
I'm going to throw my last 2 might into this.
Just kill it. Yep. So Witch King out of might and down to 7 will.
Yes.
And that's a dead Taskmaster.
Good news, we got the Taskmaster. Bad news, it costs us a Morgul blade and 2 might points to force home the Morgul blade. Never ever underestimate a Taskmaster. Alex's one hasn't been rolling 4 pluses, but he was saving it all for just that mighty heroic defense.
That goes into priority for the next turn. It's gone to the Haradrim. What's happened, guys?
The Shaman has called a move. Taskmaster's a bit busy, so it did cost him his might point.
Suladan has called back with his last point of might. Unfortunately, my Taskmaster was busy being dead. Let's see who it goes to. Love to win one of them. That is... No, obviously not.
David just used this move to redress his lines and make sure the Haradrim didn't break through. David went for a 1 dice Black Dart against Suladan to see if he could kill him, but unfortunately failed to cast.
Suladan has the heroic move, but obviously I lost it, so he's just going to move by himself. We're moving away from the Witch King, so we should be just outside of 12 inches for next turn, because I think David suspects he might have to kill Sul'dan or even at least wound him to have a good chance.
The movement phase finished up, and then we started into the combat phase.
This archer just won the fight against Sul'dan and 2 guys. Can you get a wound? A 5 could possibly kill Sul'dan. Oh my god. That's a fate point. You got no might.
You've seen how good I am at rolling 4+s today.
This is about to be wild.
Oh,
Wow.
insane.
In this fight phase, we saw David get broken, but he's got the shaman to keep him around for courage. The important thing is that Alex is currently on 7 points for getting his assassination kill, and then an extra 3 points for breaking David. However, if David can break Alex back and kill his leader, then that would push this into a draw, which would be a very, very interesting situation. David's on the back foot, but with the Witch King, he can absolutely assassinate Sul'dan, especially now that he's out of fate. So it's going to be a very, very interesting late game. David's full health shaman just charged into some Haradrim warriors, and they dealt 3 wounds to it, just removing it like that.
Next turn, priority has gone to the Haradrim. David, what have you done?
Taskmaster was feeling exposed, so he's called a move, and he was well motivated, so didn't cost him the might.
And I've called back with Raza. He's down to 1 point of mine, my only might on the board at this point.
Alex, let's see if 4, 5, 6 goes to Haradrim.
You're kidding.
Mordor.
Everyone to Mordor.
Nice.
So I will. Taskmaster will charge into that guy and whip him on the way in.
Whip.
5s to hit. No.
Oh.
Courage check on the task.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's very true.
Courage.
He could just
Because my
run.
shaman just ran off.
Courage.
7 is good.
Yeah, do you have to spend a will point?
Oh, yeah, because you've got a fellow. So yes, I do.
David passed with the drummer, and then it was the Witch King's turn to go. He passed his courage test.
I'm going to throw. You got 3, Will?
I have 3,
but
you have
I've got
5, and you're going to use 1 this turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to just throw 1 again. Black
that's-
dart at Sul'dan. Fails cast, but he gets a reroll from his hat. Fails cast. He's down to 4.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. Because you
No,
don't want
because
to
it might not end this turn.
Especially because your leader is a thing.
So Alex, this is close to the end of your move phase. You run away with Sul'dan.
So, yeah, so David and I, the way we are playing is very much, we know the situation and who's killed what. David, we need to break each other. Well, David needs to break me back, and he probably wants to get that last wound on Sul'dan. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, you've got 1 model left to move.
The Betrayer, based on just how we've been playing and what David needs to have done, the Betrayer is going to throw a... Sapwheel is
It's D3 though these
D3,
days.
and I need a 4+ versus a 3+ to win, but you have Fate, and you can't use Fate. I'll Sapwheel on 2. Needing 5.
What does that count as?
Ta-da!
Aha.
That is a 6.
Worst, yeah, I can...
Yeah. So... I've got 4 will, but I'm losing 1 at the end of the turn. So if you get a 5 or a 6, it kills me. But every point I spend resisting it, if I fail, makes it more likely it's going to kill me.
It's the classic, do you spend all... Because let's put it back, because you have 4 for now. You could spend all 4. Hopefully you get at least...
2
1...
6s.
Yeah.
No, spending 4 is bad.
Oh, you need 1.
No, because then I'm in combat.
Oh, yes. You need
So
to.
I need 2 6s. So I could spend 1
And just...
with the reroll. Hope even if you get it through, you roll a 1 or a 2, and I'd survive the turn.
We need to do a chart for this.
Or I could roll the 2 with the extra... I've got no might. You know what? Let's trust the dice. We're throwing 1.
Oh,
Rerolls from the Crown of Mordor.
6.
5, not enough. So
And
he's down to 3 will. He
here
loses D3. Loses 2, so
2.
it'll kill him at the end of the turn.
And that is a huge play from Alex. The Witch King going from relatively healthy to dead at the end of this turn because of his Will of Evil special rule. That is a big turnaround, and David's going to need to do a lot of work to bring this back. There was another bloody fight phase where several orcs died, but also David managed to put the damage back onto Alex. He got enough kills to get the break. The Witch King charged in, killing 2, definitely helped a lot.
Here we are at the end of the turn. Alex lost 4 models that turn, so he is broken. But David, what's happening?
So the Witch King's got the final 2 kills to break the army, and with that he runs out of will and he's going home to report that the betrayer has, surprise, surprise, betrayed us.
Alright, we have one huge roll here. Is the game over? If it ends right now, Alex, you will win. Game is over on a 1 or 2.
Keeps going.
Oh.
Fight on.
Priority went to David, and the Taskmaster just went in, and the orcs moved around where they could, but it might be too little too late now.
That goes to the Haradrim move. Suladan's moved. He's Hero of Legend, so he's auto-passed his first broken courage test.
Yep, and I think we're going to follow it up with just some guys streaming around the sides. I do want to, I guess, keep David guessing. I want to keep my hero safe reasonably, so I don't think the Betrayer is going to be doing anything this turn in case the game goes on.
He will be courage testing though.
Yeah, I failed this before. Let's do it again.
Come on.
He passes
Oh, he's
just.
And I charged you though.
Yes. 5.
2. Banner.
And this is what the board's looking like at the end of the combat phase. On the roll of a 1 or 2, the game is over.
If I get an infinite game, we're in with a chance. But we do not.
The game is over. Well done, guys.
And at the end of the game, David scored 1 point for wounding Alex's leader. Alex killed David's leader for 2 points. Both players scored 1 point for breaking the enemy force. Finally, David scored 5 points for killing his target, but Alex scores 7 points for killing his target with his assassin. That means that the final score is 10-7. David is unfortunately eliminated, and Alex will advance to the grand final of the Conquest Champions League Season 3.
A really tough game, very scary at some points, but luckily that assassination with Raza went perfectly and I managed to hold on to my heroes for the most part.
7-10, that's a respectable loss. It went basically as we thought. We're very good at killing things, but we're not so good at not getting killed. So best of luck, Alex, in the grand final.
It's going to be a big match in the grand final for whoever I face up against, but hopefully you can clutch it out for the win.
The next game in the Champions League is PJ with his Army of the Dead going up against Jeremy the Green Dragon with his Army of Lake Town. It's going to be a thrilling match, and you'll see it in a fortnight's time.